We should warn you, what you're about to hear could be disturbing.
In the economy, there are bull markets and there are bear markets. And with 6 bankruptcies and counting, there's Trump.
And then their campaign says, I'm the prosecutor and he is the convicted felon.
Trump's world is collapsing so rapidly, he's grasping onto anything and everything he can to try and hurt Kamala Harris.
Only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black.
Yeah, we saw that, Donnie, you racist pig.
And she happens to be really a low IQ individual. She really does. She has a very low IQ. We don't need a low IQ.
Oh, yeah, we saw that too. And considering your college professor said you were the dumbest goddamn student he ever had, and you can barely get a sentence out.
Nice, lots of nice little...
I'm with Kamala on this one. Oh, and the fact that you're afraid to debate her.
So you've been kind of a little unclear about whether you're going to debate or not.
Well, Donald, as the saying goes, if you've got something to say,
I think Senor Wafflecock loses on every one of these. So now what?
Wall Street set to open up sharply lower, extending Friday's sell-off. That was sparked by the weaker-than-expected jobs report, raising worries the economy may be headed for a recession.
Okay, now Tiny Fingers is trying to blame Wall Street's sell-off on Harris, although anyone who knows anything about the market knows that's not true. Little history. When Biden won the election, Trump predicted this.
So you can't allow that to happen. That will be all of this incredible job that we've done will go down like that. It will be a terrible, terrible sight. It might even be a 1929 situation, so you have a chance to have the greatest numbers in history. You're almost there. We're almost back to where we were from the standpoint of the stock market. Think of that. But you'll have a crash like you've never seen before. You put the wrong person in office, you'll see things that you would not have believed are possible.
But that didn't happen. Instead, the market is at record highs. And a couple of years after Trump said that, he tried to take credit for the market's monster numbers, saying people were investing because they knew he was coming back.
What the hell did you just say?
So does that mean today's drop means that you know Trump will lose? Which is it, Donnie?
Fake infrastructure,
So, of course, Tiny Fingers sat his expanding ass on his golden toilet and tweeted away.
Stock market is crashing. Job numbers are terrible. We're heading to World War III. We have 2 of the most incompetent leaders in history. This is not good.
Okay, first of all, this is what the stock market does and has always done. People or institutions buy stocks and then they sell stocks. I love how Trump throws in that we're heading to World War III. That's his go-to scare tactic, and of course, he will prevent it.
Saying that the economy is going to crash due to the Kamala crash. This is, again, what he's echoed on Truth Social today, saying Trump cash versus Kamala crash. It's kind of how they've tried to redefine Kamala Harris.
But Trump wasn't done. His rapidly declining mental state was evidenced by the next flurry of insanity.
Japan down 12%, India down 6%, Germany way down also, US really bad. This is a preview of the world markets without Donald J. Trump in the White House. None of this happens if Trump is in.
Who talks in the third person like that? I mean, other than crazy people.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown.
Stay on point, Donald. Stay on point. No sidetracks, Donald. Nice and easy. Nice.
Probably nobody has been more out there than Donald Trump.
Nobody's ever taken more incoming than Donald Trump. Nobody knows politicians better than Donald Trump.
Nobody respects women more than Donald Trump.
Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump. Nobody has greater respect for intelligence than Donald Trump.
Who knows more about the word apprentice than Donald Trump?
Who knows Pennsylvania better than Donald Trump?
Nobody in the history of this country has ever known so much about infrastructure as Donald Trump. You wouldn't even be hearing about the word immigration if it wasn't for Donald Trump. If Putin likes Donald Trump, guess what, folks? That's called an asset, not a liability. There is nobody that feels stronger about the intelligence community and the CIA than Donald Trump.
18 angry Democrats that hate President Trump. They hate him with a passion.
Nobody's been tougher on Russia than Donald Trump.
Kamala and the markets don't go together. She'll destroy the markets. She's in power now, and look what is happening. 1 week of the fake media saying better polls and you get a market crash.
You remember Janet Yellen, former head of the Fed under Trump? She once said Trump had zero inklings of the forces behind macroeconomics.
You can say it, and you can say it a million times.
And reading these tweets, you can see why. Trump was never smart or brave or honest. Just ask any of the hundreds of people he owes money to. But my favorite line is, Kamala and the markets don't go together and she's in power. All right, let's look at the last 4 years and the market, even with today's sell-off. When Trump left office crying like a whiny little bitch, the market was at 30,000. Under Biden-Harris, the market went up 33%. 33. That's Bernie Madoff numbers without Bernie Madoff. And even with this correction, the last 3.5 years have been incredibly strong as Biden-Harris battled the inflation from Trump and the Republican post-COVID money grab. By the way, Trump's ass-kissing acolytes like Dairy Queen,
MAGA cannot be ignored.
She got more than $100,000 in PPP loans that she never paid back.
Come on, man.
Biden has had 4 quarters of plus 4% GDP growth. Trump never had 1 quarter of 3% growth. Never. Nada. Zero.
Even I say to myself, you're a frickin' genius.
And after defeating the pandemic, Biden put Americans back to work. But Fat Donnie wasn't finished.
Kamala's even worse than Crooked Joe. Markets will never accept a radical left lunatic that destroyed San Francisco and California as a whole. Next move, the Great Depression of 2024. You can't play games with markets. Trump cash versus Kamala crash.
What? That sounds like one of those guys along the highway waving his billboard. First off, I live in California, Donnie, and we have the 5th largest economy in the world. But again, the markets like stability, and that's what Biden offered. Trump is incapable of stability.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Trump and Republicans will tell you, lie to you, that tax cuts for big business is good for all of us, in that they will create jobs with the money we give them back. But that's bullshit. Corporations give their CEOs bonuses, and they pass that money on to stockholders. Businesses only create new jobs when the demand for their shit exceeds their ability to meet that demand. Then and only then do they hire people. And where does that demand come from? From giving tax cuts not to corporations, but to the middle class. Like Biden has said, he won't tax anybody making less than $400,000.
He stays firm to his commitment to not raise taxes on Americans making under $400,000 a year.
And the stock market is not an accurate tool in judging the state of our economy. Stock market investors are like my dog hearing fireworks. At the first sound of a sparkler, people sell, and then people buy. But understand, the stock market is not only a poor gauge of what's to happen, but more than 40% of Americans don't even own stocks. 40%. About 150 million Americans, or 60% of U.S. adults, own stock. But listen to this. The top 1% holds 49% of the stocks, worth $19 trillion. The bottom 50% holds 1% of the stocks. So that's why Trump and his cabal of rich, white, puck-faced Protestants cling to the market as their barometer. It makes them rich.
Greed is good.
Trump is struggling mentally, physically, and politically. His racist attacks landed flat.
She happened to turn black.
And with J.D. Vance attacking women,
bunch of childless cat ladies,
I'd say Harris is the bull market and Fat Donnie is the bear. Ooh, hopefully RFK Jr. doesn't hear that.
I'm ready, let's go.
Damn right.
Trust me.
Shut the fuck up, Don.
Who's with me?
Oh yeah, the lie.
Indictable.
Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore. I don't want to talk about this stuff. Am I wrong?
Yeah, right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.